Hello and welcome to this episode of Hampton Roads Business Live. My name is Rory Graham and I'm your host, and today we have the pleasure of having with us Vince Callahan from Commonwealth ICT Services. Welcome, Vince.
Good morning.
Why don't we start with you telling us what is Commonwealth ICT? That's what
ICT stands for Intensive Community Treatment. In the world of mental health, there are patients who are considered chronic or severely mentally ill. These are patients who have multiple hospitalizations in a year, in and out of jail, don't want to take their meds. Some are homeless, not a lot, but some. And these folks need a lot of support and a lot of service. And so we accomplish that goal through a multidisciplinary team consisting of psychiatrists, nurses, LPNs, therapists, peer specialists, vocational, drug abuse specialists, everything they would need to really try to get stable and stay out of the hospital and get on their meds.
So this is a different approach to mental health.
It is. It's a very intense approach. We typically see our patients 3 to 5 times a week, and it's long-term care. Most of our patients will stay on a team 3 to 5 years or longer. And it takes that much work and support just to kind of get them stable and have some kind of a life.
Well, how did you get involved in this type of mental health?
Well, I've been a therapist for about 30 years. I graduated from Regent University back in the 80s with a master's degree in counseling. Did a lot of family counseling, marriage and family type things. Actually documented about 30,000 hours of clinical work. And in 2006, had a life-changing event. Ended up being hired by an agency in New York City, and really hadn't really heard of this concept. But I was hired by this company, and once I was exposed to it, I was like, wow, I really like that. I like the freedom as an employee, being out in the field and seeing different people and doing things, and the help that you do with these patients. And so I thought, well, this model's been around since the 1970s. I think I could tweak it a little bit and make it a little better. And so I did. So in 2010, wrote our business plan and started getting everything lined up to set up the company. And it has wonderful immediate results, which is what I love with our patients.
Can you tell us how does it differ from traditional mental health services?
Well, let's say that you dealing with depression, or maybe you and your spouse are having some marital problems. You're going to go see a therapist. You're going to work through some issues and talk to them. You're going to go to their office, first of all. That's how it's different. Depending on the intensity of that and whether or not it's gone on for a while, the therapist may say, well, let's get you to a psychiatrist and maybe get some medication involved. So between those two, you would go to a psychiatrist, you would go to a therapist, and you'd work through some issues. These folks are the ones who, most of them had a first psychotic break in their early 20s, early on. They've had multiple breaks, multiple hospitalizations. It's not uncommon for them to have 5, 10, 15 hospitalizations in a year.
Wow.
We had one patient that actually had 24 hospitalizations a year when we got them, and the average stay was 10 to 15 days. So you're looking at 200 plus days on a psychiatric ward in a hospital. So ours is a little bit different because, first of all, we take the services to the consumer in the community. So they don't have to come to an office. Everything goes to them. The nurses go out, the doctor goes out, the therapists go out. We help them with medication management, but everything is community-based. And then secondly, we actually want to get these clients into the community, try to integrate them back in versus just sitting at home. So we take them places. We help them in support with a doctor's visit or an attorney's visit, or sometimes they have legal issues. But we offer that support in the community to them, so we're getting them out of their residence and try to do some things and work with them and just help them get stable on their meds.
How much does something like this cost?
It doesn't cost them anything.
Really?
Most of these, all these consumers are on disability, they're on Medicaid. So we bill Medicaid directly for the services. So it doesn't cost the consumer anything at all to have on our team, to be on our team, which is a great benefit to them.
Well, I know you originally in working in Florida.
Right.
What brought you to Virginia, more specifically Hampton Roads?
Well, when I started looking to set up the company back in 2010, Florida has a whole different billing system and the way they do things. And I began looking at that, and I thought, well, but I was actually born in Danville, Virginia, and I grew up in Roanoke, and I'm a Virginia boy, and had done my graduate work at Regent, and I thought, well, maybe I'll look at Virginia. And so we lined up some meetings with some folks in Richmond and said, if we came here as a company, is there a need? And if so, where's the greatest need? And the officials that we met with said, please come to Virginia. We really need the help. It really is a huge deal here. In Virginia alone, there are 40,000 potential clients for what we do. That's the need. And they said Hampton Roads is the most densely populated and the greatest need. Could you go there first? And so we did. We came to Hampton Roads, settled in Virginia Beach, but we actually service all of Hampton Roads, all 7 cities.
That was going to be my next question.
Yes, and but we're not bound by the geographical guidelines as some agencies are. But we go all throughout Hampton Roads and have plans that we will go further into the state as we're getting established here in Hampton Roads.
Well, it sure sounds like a great program. How long, actually I know the answer to this because I asked you beforehand, but how long does it take you to actually see a patient? Because I know that can be a big deal too.
It can be. Some agencies will take a while. For us, one of the things that we, in our company, the culture of our company, we call it white glove service. Even with folks that are typically forgotten or at the bottom of the ladder, so to speak, that's not us. We want to give white glove service to those patients. So for us, when a referral comes in, we actually make contact with them and the agency who referred them within 48 hours. They're seen the following week for an assessment, and by the end of the second week, going into the third week, they're in our services and on our team. And that's one of the things that we've done that nobody else can even get close to. So inside of 3 weeks, they're being serviced. And we have purposely created a staff bench to where as the business grows, we can bring in a staff very quickly and we don't miss a step.
Okay, well, we're certainly glad to have you here in Hampton Roads. Is there anything that I haven't asked you?
Well, basic contact information, I'll put that out there.
Okay, well, right.
The website is commonwealth.ict.services.net, address 5604C, Virginia Beach Boulevard, Suite 105. And the office phone number is 757-351-0057. Okay. And they can reach us there at the office if they have more questions about the services.
Okay, so even if they just have questions because they know somebody or...
Sure. We actually, we've been here now since 2011. I've yet to come across someone that I meet in the community that isn't touched by mental illness. Either they themselves have had issues or they have a family member or someone, when they hear what we do, they go, oh, I have this person. And so there's a lot here and there's a huge need. And we're very blessed to be able to serve this clientele and serve Hampton Roads.
Well, we're certainly glad you're here. If you know someone or you yourself have a need or you have a question, you can be sure to get some answers from Vince if you give them a call at Commonwealth ICT Services. The contact information is at the end of this video. It's also on the bottom of this page. So you can look them up there, and I'm sure they'll be able to answer your questions and help you out. I wish you a great deal of success. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Thanks.